Being able to do business as a bank is something that more and more banks are very afraid of. We are getting more and more new facts. That new fact will be talked about in this video. We'll also look at Ripple's new study on digital assets and banking, as well as how regular banks are putting money into blockchain. We can learn a lot about where the room is going and how to make the most of it from this. We'll also look at more information about Ripple and the people it works with. We'll talk about how companies that work with the Treasury are buying XRP for those dollar bills at the end of the movie. Okay, let's start. This is the report. It's 12 pages long. I didn't read the whole report to you, of course. Because I value your time so much, I only skimmed it to get to the most important parts. Now let's begin. Making progress on rules and getting institutions to accept them. Laws have changed a lot around the world. For example, the US Genius Act of 2025, new rules from the FDIC and SEC, and better laws in the EU, Dubai, and Singapore are just a few examples. Banks can now look into digital assets and help people with them more easily. So, we've talked about this for a long time. I told you that banks would be lining up to offer crypto services to their customers in 2022 and 2023. These services are usually only open to the bank's richest customers or businesses that deal with banks. First, these services will be given to those groups. After that, they will be given to regular holders, who aren't in private banks or other groups like those. Yes, this is how banks do it. People who they think will use the new tech the most get it, right? Banks get paid when people leave their money there. After that, they give the money to other people and get paid back. Let's keep going, though, since more and more people want them. Banks are putting money into the blockchain area and offering products for crypto exchanges. There were more than 10,000 deals that raised more than $100 million for blockchain companies between 2020 and 2024. In 219 of those deals, giant rounds of more than $100 million were raised. Blockchain money is. It is mostly made in the US, but it is also becoming more popular in Singapore, Canada, and the UK. This is happening all over the world right now. Everywhere there is government, people are trying to figure out how to make the most of the next boom. It's crazy how fast the internet has grown and how many people use it now. They would all be on it if they could connect to it all the time, 7 days a week. Let's be honest. As time goes on, banks and other financial companies will be more likely to handle cryptocurrency. Up to 100 million more people will use blockchain in the next few years. It's great that you're here now, since you've already won. People in power and will now beat everyone else for good. This is how rich people always get rich. You hope and pray you have the right tools if you want to get there first. Let it go, sweetheart. We are going to do that. How to use and plan for blockchain. Global banks have put money into 345 blockchain companies, mostly in seed or Series A rounds for early stages. This shows that their plans are in line with how the technology will grow in the future. Because blockchain companies are new, banks would rather work with them or invest in them than buy them out. In what are known as mega rounds, banks put a lot of money into trade systems. 27% were payments, 24% were storage for digital goods, and 21% were other things. They want to put their money into this more than anything else. This is equal to about 60% to 70% of what banks spend now on infrastructure payments and storing digital assets. Among the big players are Japan's SBI Group, Goldman Sachs, and Thailand's SCB 10X. The CloudWalk cost $312 million in Brazil, with $444 million coming from BTG, Practical, Banco, and Safra. It was one of the very best deals ever. It's hard for me to remember names. I'm really sorry. It was killed many times. Italy Solaris, the 104 million series led by SBI Group, and the New York Department of IG's $1 billion investment in the Bitcoin platform. In 2022, less money was put in and 2023, the market was empty. Not too long ago, in April 2022, there was the Tran-Luna crash. Then Sam Bankman-Fried pretty much ruined what was left of the cryptocurrency market. This was the worst thing that had ever happened to everyone. But because the prices of crypto assets were so low, it was also the best time to buy them. Do you hear this? It's likely that the bull market will end at the end of this year or the start of next year. When prices go down again, you should pay attention and get in, because the next run-up will be the run for everyone. I think that Raoul Pal and these other big macro traders and investors are telling us that the crypto market could hit $100 a year by 2033. You need to be here right now to be a part of that. It stands for blockchain and globally systemically important banks. Between 2020 and 2024, SIBs, or big global banks, put money into 106 blockchain deals. This was done in 14 mega rounds. Most of the time, these investments were made through partnerships and joint businesses, not as single investments. Instead of spending a lot of money all at once, these banks would rather work with other banks. Instead of 100 million, get 25 million with your cash. That makes more sense. One project is the tokenized gold that HSBC has set for retail and business clients, which uses blockchain technology and quantum secure technology. Blockchain lets markets run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, handle payment, free up liquidity, and lower costs. It also leads to more protection and innovation and makes sure that everyone has the same access to goods. Putting real things like gold and stocks into digital tokens is what tokenization means. One thing that banks are looking into is this. By 2030, it could be worth more than $18 trillion. Over the years, this number has changed a lot. This number will keep going up as rules and roadblocks are taken away. A lot of people still don't know how to keep track of the things that are sold on a blockchain. Something you just sold can be changed hands, both on chain and in real life. People can save a lot of money by getting rid of these third parties that have been checked out. These are the only things you need. These days, you don't need a third party because both sides take care of everything. The best security is quantum hard-end encryption. I made a movie about quantum computers and how they will change the way money works. If you're interested, Cass will put a link to that video here. Remember to be careful if that video doesn't come out until this one does. When you hear my voice on this one, that video should be out in 2 days. Laws and rules play a part. Rules and standards like MECA and DTI from ISO are becoming very important for banks to work together, grow, and keep risk under control. It's important.